After we see the best pixel art and other specific genres like RPG, now it's time for us to see the best indie games in general for 2025. Before we begin the list, let's start with the honorable mention. Promise Mascot Agency is a surreal open-world management adventure where you play a disgraced Yakuza recruiting bizarre, sentient mascots to revitalize a dying Japanese town. It is highly praised for its deranged sense of humor, a stylish punk anime aesthetic, and a surprisingly heartfelt story about finding a home amongst social outcasts. No, I Am Not a Human is a psychological horror survival game set during a solar apocalypse where you must interview strangers at your door to distinguish between desperate survivors and predatory mimic visitors. It is highly regarded for its suffocating atmosphere of paranoia, its striking, uncanny valley art style, and a deep moral weight that forces you to balance your own survival with the cost of being human. Blueprints is a first-person Metroid Brainia where you must find the hidden room in a shifting mansion by strategically drafting room cards to build the floor plan as you explore. It is acclaimed for its brilliant blend of roguelite progression and deep environmental puzzles, rewarding players for using permanent knowledge to master the house's ever-changing secrets. R.E.P.O The Stolen Dream is an isometric, narrative-driven stealth game set in a 1900s-inspired Scandinavian city where you control 3 unique characters searching for a missing brother. It is praised for its stunning, AAA quality cinematics and its diorama-like levels that blend high-stakes stealth with clever, character-swapping environmental puzzles. Now, coming to the list, we start with Megabonk. Megabonk is a chaotic 3D action roguelike that breathes fresh life into the survivors-like genre by introducing verticality and a distinct PS1-inspired aesthetic. Unlike its 2D peers, this game challenges you to navigate procedurally generated environments with vertical platforming, using jumps, slides, and speed boosts to outmaneuver massive hordes of enemies. It is widely praised for its bombastic attitude and absurd humor, featuring a roster of 20 eccentric characters, ranging from a skateboard-riding skeleton to a wall-climbing monkey, each with unique playstyles that synergize with over 70 unlockable items. The game's brilliance lies in its addictive just one more run loop, supported by over 200 quests and a satisfying power progression that allows you to transform from a vulnerable misfit into an unstoppable force of nature amidst screen-clearing explosions. Unbeatable is an enemy rhythm adventure set in a vibrant, neon-soaked dystopia where music is illegal and playing it is considered a crime. You follow the story of a pink-haired musician named Beat and her band as they navigate a world where songs attract dangerous entities, blending a deep, emotional narrative with arcade-flawless rhythm combat. The game blend of hand-drawn 2D sprites and chunky 3D environments that evoke the rebellious energy of 90s cult classics like Fooly Cooly and Jet Set Radio. The core gameplay remains elegantly simple with a 2-button input system, yet it offers a punishingly high skill ceiling that makes every encounter feel like a frantic cinematic mosh pit. Supported by a massive original pop punk and rock soundtrack that serves as the game's emotional heartbeat. Peak is a high-stakes cooperative climbing adventure that pits up to 4 players, acting as stranded nature scouts, against the colossal mountain that changes its entire layout every 24 hours. The game is celebrated for its brilliantly simple yet punishing mechanics, featuring a unified stamina system where your climbing energy is physically restricted by injuries, hunger, and even the weight of your backpack. The game offers chaos energy generated by its physics-based movement and proximity-based voice chat, which forces teams to meticulously coordinate using ropes and pythons while navigating treacherous biomes like freezing alpine slopes and volcanic kilns. Between force-feeding your friends questionable mushrooms to test for poison, and the constant threat of a mysterious scoutmaster entity that hunts those who stray from the group. Whisper of the House is an enchanting semi-open world organization simulator that expands on the cozy unpacking genre by placing you in the role of a town-wide housekeeper in the mysterious Whisper Town. While the core gameplay focuses on the meditative satisfaction of tidying cluttered rooms and arranging over 1,800 unique furniture pieces, it differentiates itself with an intriguing layer of creepy, cute storytelling. The game blends mundane tasks, like organizing a scientist's lab or a local bakery, with surreal supernatural elements, including time-traveling cleanup missions, ghostly anomalies, and the town museum with a cryptic, ticking holographic counter. The experience is bolstered by charming pixel art, immersive sound design for individual objects, and the trash-to-treasure system, where you can scavenge for rare decor in dumpsters. R.E.P.O is a chaotic, cooperative horror extraction game that puts a hilariously stressful spin on the Lethal Company formula by making physics your greatest enemy. Working as semi-bot agents for a faceless corporate entity, you and up to 5 friends must navigate haunted, procedurally generated industrial sites to recover valuable artifacts using a gravity gun-like grabbing tool. The game have unforgiving physics system. If you drop a fragile vase or knock a television against a wall while fleeing from a monster, the item's value plummets or it shatters entirely, forcing a delicate balance between frantic survival and careful transportation. Between the proximity voice chat that physically detaches your character's jaw when you speak and the absurdly creative roster of monsters, the game excels at turning high-stakes horror into a trashy chic slapstick comedy. Rift of the Necrodancer is a high-energy rhythm-action spin-off that reimagines the series' iconic musical combat as a lane-based combat puzzle reminiscent of classics like Guitar Hero. Rather than traditional notes, players face off against a variety of monsters, like bats that shift lanes when hit or skeletons that require multiple on-beat strikes, forcing you to decode enemy patterns in real time while maintaining your flow. The game seamlessly transitions between intense lane-clearing stages, cinematic boss battles that test pattern recognition, and quirky Rhythm Heaven-style minigames ranging from rhythmic yoga to competitive burger flipping. The game successfully blends the precision of traditional rhythm games with the tactical satisfaction of a character-driven action-adventure.
And together,
Town to City is a tranquil, gridless city builder that transports you to a picturesque 19th century Mediterranean landscape where you transform tiny hamlets into bustling, prosperous urban centers. The game is highly regarded for its creative-first approach, replacing the stress of hyper-efficient grid management with a liberating system that allows for winding streets, organic neighborhoods, and pixel-precise decoration. The game have magic customization system, where items like simple flower patches contextually transform into window boxes, hanging garlands, or lily pads, depending on where they are placed, and its gorgeous voxel art aesthetic that bathes your creation in a warm, nostalgic glow. AI Limit is a stylish sci-fi action RPG that breathes fresh air into the Souls-like genre with its high-octane combat and anime post-apocalyptic aesthetic. Set in the desolate ruins of Havenswell, you play as Orisa, a synthetic blader capable of infinite resurrection as she navigates a world choked by a mysterious substance known as mud. The game have innovative sync rate system, which entirely replaces the traditional stamina bar. Instead of managing energy to attack, players must maintain a high synchronization percentage to maximize their damage and fuel powerful spells. This mechanic rewards relentless aggression, encouraging a fast-paced flow where landing hits and parrying enemies keeps your momentum at its peak. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is a masterfully crafted 2D side-scrolling revival that successfully bridges the gap between the series' brutal 8-bit origins and the fluid precision of its modern 3D entries. Set in a parallel timeline to the 1988 classic, the game stars Kenji Motsu, a young ninja who must defend his village from a demonic invasion by entering an uneasy ninja fusion with Kumori, a rival Black Spider Kunoichi. The game's emphasis on tactile momentum, anchored by the guillotine boost, a pogo-like maneuver that lets you bounce off enemies and projectiles to chain together lethal strikes without touching the ground. This flow is deepened by a color-coded hypercharge system that requires you to match specific attacks to enemy auras, rewarding rhythmic precision with devastating screen-clearing arts. Absolum is a high-octane rogue 'em up that masterfully blends traditional side-scrolling brawler action with modern roguelike progression in the shattered fantasy world of Talum. The game follows a diverse band of resistance fighters as they attempt to overthrow a tyrant who has enslaved the world's magic. What makes it truly exceptional is its tactile and symphonic combat system, which emphasizes defensive mastery through precise deflects and clashes that reward players for timing their strikes perfectly against enemy attacks. This depth is further enhanced by a ritual system that grants unpredictable power-ups during each run, such as elemental dashes or summoning undead allies, ensuring no two journeys through its branching, hand-drawn levels feel the same. Keep Driving is a contemplative management RPG that masterfully captures the early 2000s nostalgia of a cross-country road trip to a music festival. Eschewing traditional driving mechanics for a strategic, turn-based combat system, the game tasks you with navigating mundane highway hazards such as slow-moving tractors, speed cameras, and stubborn livestock, using a collection of skills represented by Polaroids hanging from your rearview mirror. The game offers a delicate balance of resource management, where you must juggle gas, money, and personal energy while deciding whether to pick up eccentric hitchhikers who offer powerful combat perks but demand precious trunk space. The experience is deeply immersive, defined by its stunning pixel art landscapes and a curated soundtrack of Swedish indie pop. The Altars is a hauntingly original sci-fi survival adventure that transforms the existential question of what if into a high-stakes management simulation. You control Jan Dolsky, a worker stranded on a desolate planet who must pilot a massive wheel-like mobile base to escape a sun that vaporizes everything in its path. To survive, you'll use a mysterious substance called R.E.P.O to create alters, versions of yourself that branched off from different life choices, such as a Jan who became a scientist or one who stood up to his father. The game's brilliance lies in how it forces you to manage not just resources like food and electricity, but the fragile mental states and conflicting personalities of your various selves, each with their own unique skills and deeply personal traumas. Doloc Town is a cozy yet compelling 2D side-scrolling farming simulator that masterfully reimagines the Stardew Valley formula within a post-apocalyptic wasteland. The game's brilliance lies in its cozy apocalypse atmosphere, where you revitalize a barren plot of land amidst the remnants of civilization, using a mix of primitive tools and high-tech salvage. The game successfully translates traditional 3D farming into a 2D plane, forcing you to think vertically while navigating platforming challenges and managing survival mechanics like acid rain and lightning storms. The experience is further enriched by a deep automation system involving customizable drones that assist with both farm labor and tactical bullet hell-inspired combat against wasteland creatures. Back to the Dawn is a sprawling prison escape RPG set in the gritty, anthropomorphic animal metropolis of Boulderton Prison, where you must survive and clear your name before a 21-day countdown expires. Playing as either Thomas the Fox, a framed journalist, or Bob the Panther, an undercover agent, you are dropped into a high-security facility governed by a strict hourly schedule, rival gangs, and corrupt guards. The game allowing you to choose your path to freedom, whether through silver-tongued manipulation, brute force, or meticulous engineering, governed by a D&D-style dice roll system for everything from lockpicking to street fighting. It delivers a masterfully tense and atmospheric experience that captures the high-stakes drama of a classic prison break thriller. Escape from Duckov is a remarkably polished single-player top-down extraction shooter that masterfully reimagines the high-stakes Tarkov formula within a vibrant, duck-populated world on the verge of collapse. While the premise starts as a clever parody, it evolves into a deep survival RPG, where you must balance risky resource runs with the long-term goal of building an escaped spaceship. The game retains the tension of losing loot upon death and features a complex weapon modification system with over 50 firearms. Yet it softens the blow with a companion dog that can safeguard specific items, and a rewarding base building system that transforms scavenged junk into essential bunker upgrades. The game offers a satisfying alternative to competitive extraction shooters that perfectly balances mechanical depth with absurd, lighthearted humor. Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is a hauntingly beautiful 2D Metroidvania that evolves the living weapon combat of its predecessor into a deep steampunk-infused action RPG. You play as Lilac, a young attuner who explores a stratified post-apocalyptic world to purify and recruit feral homunculi. The game offers an exceptional, highly customizable combat system, where each of your 30 unique allies provides distinct skills that can be further specialized, allowing you to mix melee combos, range suppression, and tactical counters to dismantle screen-filling bosses. Beyond its striking hand-drawn art and another ethereal soundtrack by the musical group Millie, the experience is elevated by industry-leading quality of life features, such as a map that helpfully tracks cleared rooms and granular difficulty sliders that let you perfectly tune the game's Souls-like challenge to your preference. Deltarune is an episodic, character-driven RPG that follows the journey of Chris and their classmate Susie into the mysterious Dark World, where they team up with a prince named Ralsei to fulfill a prophecy and restore balance between light and dark. The game refines turn-based combat system of Undertales, which masterfully blends traditional party-based tactics with intense real-time bullet hell dodging phases that keep every encounter engaging. Its brilliance lies in its sharp, subversive writing and a cast of eccentric, deeply lovable characters that navigate a meta-narrative questioning the player's very agency in the story. Supported by a phenomenal genre-blending soundtrack and a vibrant, expressive pixel art style, it offers an emotionally resonant and humorous experience that expertly balances whimsical charm with a lingering, unsettling mystery. Hades 2 is a sweeping action roguelike sequel that shifts the spotlight to Melinoe, the immortal princess of the underworld and sister to Zagreus, as she embarks on a high-stakes mission to dismantle Kronos, the Titan of Time. The game is widely celebrated for evolving its predecessor's legendary godlike formula, Introducing a deeper combat system centered on dark sorcery and the versatile Omega move mechanic, which allows players to channel magic for devastating empowered attacks. The game offers dual-path structure, challenging you to both delve into the depths of the underworld and storm the surface of Mount Olympus, all while weaving a sophisticated narrative about generational trauma through its massive cast of fully voiced Olympian and chthonic gods.
Until our night arrives. This is it.
Hollow Knight Silksong is an expertly polished Metroidvania that shifts the series' focus toward high-speed, acrobatic combat by placing you in the role of Hornet, the lethal protector of a fallen kingdom. Set in the haunted realm of Farloom, the game is widely praised for its balletic movement and refined bind healing system, which allows you to instantly recover multiple masks of health mid-air at the cost of your entire silk meter, creating a much faster and more aggressive tempo than its predecessor. The game has the sheer density of its world, filled with over 160 unique enemies and 40 massive bosses, and a deep RPG-like customization system involving equipable crests and craftable tools, such as pouncing bombs and sharp-edged traps. Dispatch is a gripping, episodic, superhero workplace comedy that masterfully revives the choice-based adventure genre by putting you in the seat of a dispatcher rather than a Cape Crusader. You play as Robert Robertson, the formerly high-flying mecha man who is forced into early retirement after his suit is destroyed and must now manage the Z-Team, a ragtag group of reforming supervillains from a desk at the Superhero Dispatch Network. The dispatching system replaces traditional point-and-click downtime with a high-stakes strategy layer, where you must analyze emergency calls on a map of Los Angeles and deploy heroes based on their specific stats, quirks, and synergies. The experience is anchored by a stellar, star-studded voice cast and a mature, heartfelt narrative that explores themes of redemption and identity.
To change things.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a visually arresting turn-based RPG that transports players to a surreal, dark fantasy world inspired by Belle Epoque France. The narrative follows the desperate mission of Expedition 33, a group of survivors with only 1 year left to live as they journey across a wonder-filled landscape to kill the Paintress, a godlike entity who erases everyone of a specific age each year. The game have reactive turn-based combat, which ingeniously blends traditional strategic menus with high-stakes real-time mechanics, allowing players to dodge, parry, and counter enemy attacks in the heat of battle through precise timing. The game delivers a deeply emotional and technically impressive homage to classic JRPGs, while establishing a bold, modern identity of its own. Do you agree with the list? If you have a favorite, whether it's on the list or outside the list, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.